Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone's having a nice Tuesday morning. Got a lot to talk about today as we're going to see, several issues as we head over the next 24 to 48 hours, as well as some issues as we head towards the upcoming weekend. But again, a lot of wind expected today, critical fire conditions expected out there today. Also, the chance for severe storms this afternoon. And again, as we head into Wednesday morning, into the Wednesday afternoon. And then, thankfully, the Halloween forecast, though it does look a little chilly, or cooler, I should say, does look dry and not nearly as windy. But then again, more rain chances head our way as we head into the upcoming weekend that we want to talk about as well. So I actually do have quite a bit. So we'll dive in again and start first with our almanac from the day yesterday. 78 and 53 were your high and low here in the capital city. Our normals today, though, are 60 and 35. That record, you'll notice, of 87 and 1937. We're going to be, I think, within spitting distance of that record, but not quite there for the day today. But again, it is going to be awfully, awfully windy for us. Again, you'll still notice that, again, we're pretty short in terms of our precipitation for the year, over 3 inches, again, below normal. We're going to hope to add to that as we head over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. And then again this weekend, and again, still about an inch below normal for our snowfall so far this year, but some parts of the state could see maybe a little bit of snow, or at least a few snowflakes with this system that we're going to have move through over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. So we check out your weather headlines again for the day today. Going to be very windy again, especially into the southeastern parts of the state. Could see winds gusting as high as around 50 miles an hour. That combined with some lower relative humidities, again, dry fuels out there. We're going to see continued high fire danger, kind of similar to what we saw last week. Hopefully we don't see as many fires as we did last week, but again, it is something we're going to keep a close eye on as we head through the day today. There is a chance for some severe storms today, though I do think that chance for any thunderstorm activity is on the lower side for the day today. I think the better chances will come as we head into the day tomorrow morning, and then into the afternoon time frame. For eastern and southeastern sections of the state. And then, again, as we look towards the weekend, cooler, wetter weather are going to be possibly heading our way. Again, Huskers at home against UCLA on Saturday, and it does look like there could be rain possible as we head through the day on Saturday. So, again, that'll also be something we keep a close eye on. Wind advisories are in place for the southeastern corner of the state through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Again, as I mentioned, could see those southerly winds gusting up to around 50 miles an hour. As you head further to the north and to the west, winds not going to be quite as strong and are expected to be a little bit more northerly as we head through the day today. Again, a stationary front just kind of parked across the area, and that's going to be the focus again for the wind that we see today, and potentially for thunderstorms that we could see today, but certainly thunderstorms we expect to see as we head into the day on your Wednesday. So again, if you look at the future wind gusts, it's already pretty gusty out there already this morning, but the winds are going to continue to really whip as we head through the day on your Tuesday. Again, by the noon hour, we're looking at those winds, especially for, the southeastern corner of the state, gusting 30, 35, 45, including up to around 50 miles an hour at times. Not going to be 50 miles an hour the whole entire time, but again, I think at their peak, those winds could touch right around 50 miles an hour. By 5 o'clock this evening, you can see as that front, according to our in-house model, maybe wobbles just a little bit north. Some of those strong winds could start to impact parts of south central Nebraska. Again, I talked about this yesterday, but the weather office in Hastings for central Nebraska, they don't issue wind advisories. If they did, they'd issue them a lot because they have generally a lot of wind throughout the year. But again, by 5 o'clock this evening, still seeing those winds gusting 30 to 40 to 45 and close to 50 miles an hour at times. And those winds will stay strong all the way through Tuesday evening, and then even through the overnight hours tonight into early tomorrow morning. And then as that boundary slowly kind of begins to shift down to the east and to the southeast, those winds eventually will begin to subside. But again, all the way into Wednesday morning, still expecting some of those gusty conditions. So again, with the strong winds and again the dry fuels that we have out there, the lower relative humidities, we have red flag warnings across the southern sections of the state through 8 p.m. Tuesday. So again, any fire that potentially starts could get out of hand pretty quickly. So we want to make sure we're not doing any outdoor burning. Again, a lot of these happen on accident and things like that, but we just want to use extra caution on a day like today because those fires could spread pretty quickly. Right now in Lincoln, again, the camera's bouncing around as the wind is already blowing. Mostly cloudy skies right now. Already 72 degrees, your temperature at the airport and at the studio. Again, that's 12 degrees above our normal high temperature for this time of year. Again, those temperatures being helped along by those strong south winds that are already gusting up to around 40 miles an hour right now in the Lincoln airport. Temperatures across the Lincoln metro generally sit in the low 70s, but temperatures across the state ranging anywhere from the upper 30s to the lower to middle 70s. Right now, Chadron's the cold spot at 39. Falls City's the warm spot. They're at 74 degrees this morning. Winds you can see on one side of that stalled out front or out of the south, sustained 15 to 30 miles an hour. On the other side of that front, out of the north and northwest, and are much lighter at around 5 to 15 miles an hour out of the north and northwest. And again, already seeing those winds gusting between 30 to 40 miles an hour early this morning, and that's going to continue as we head through the day today. Satellite radar picture, again, for right now, for the most part, is fairly quiet. You look at the visible satellite imagery, again, a lot of what we're seeing for central and eastern Nebraska is some high cloud cover and some fairly thin cloud cover, some thicker cloud cover, though, already in place across parts of western Nebraska and the Nebraska Panhandle. We zoom out, look at a regional view. We are seeing rain and snow showers ongoing across parts of Colorado and Wyoming. That's all a part of this system that's going to be pushing through the area as we head over the next day or so. Could see some fairly widespread and heavy snow across the mountain areas into Wyoming and parts of Colorado, and could even stretch into parts of the Black Hills, western South Dakota, and maybe even a little bit of snow drifting into parts of the Nebraska Panhandle with this system as well. If you zoom out even further, look at a national view. Overall, things right now fairly quiet. Again, the big storm system is going to be across the middle parts of the country as we head over the next 24 to 48 hours. So if you look at the weather alerts, again, we see a number of wind advisories stretching from parts of central Texas through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska into Iowa. We have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings that are in place across much of Wyoming into the Rocky Mountains, and again, even stretching over towards Rapid City into the Black Hills. So again, this system could bring quite a bit of snow with it as we head over the next couple days. So if we check out Skycast as we head through the day today, again, I think for us here in Nebraska, along that stalled out front, we're going to see at least a chance, small chance. We're going to go about 20% to maybe see an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but if we do see it, again, the environment is favorable enough that we could see some pretty rapid development, and we could see one or two strong storms along that stalled out boundary. But again, our in-house model, a lot of the short-term models really don't have much popping up today in terms of any thunderstorm activity. But as that frontal boundary kind of continues to stall out across the area into the day tomorrow, and as some upper level energy begins to slide our way as we head into the day tomorrow, we're expecting a better chance as we head into Wednesday morning for that thunderstorm development to occur. So 7 a.m. tomorrow, we're dealing with a few spotty showers, but if you watch what happens between 7 and noon on Wednesday, we see some pretty rapid thunderstorm development right along that boundary, and again, it's going to be right across parts of eastern and southeastern Nebraska, and again, we could see a pretty big difference in rainfall amounts based on where these thunderstorms develop and where this boundary is. A shift in 50 miles east or west is going to make a big difference in maybe who sees a quarter inch of moisture to maybe who sees up to 2 inches of moisture with some of these thunderstorms, because they will be kind of training and will be developing and then moving right along this boundary, continuing to lift up from the south and moving to the north and to the north and east. So again, where this boundary sets up will be really critical in who sees potentially some severe thunderstorms and who potentially sees quite a bit of moisture as we head into Wednesday morning, and then that thunderstorm activity is expected to continue at least into the mid-afternoon before it kind of begins to push off east of the coverage area. So this is 5 o'clock again, still dealing with some lingering activity in extreme southeastern sections of the state. Most of the activity, though, is pushed east of the area, and then we're going to watch for a potential second round of mainly just showers on the back end of this low pressure system that's going to be pushing through the area. And you can see by 5 o'clock that second round is across the western sections of the state into southwestern Nebraska. But then as we head into Wednesday evening, that will try and kind of rotate its way through the area, and it's in that sort of back end secondary line of showers that as we head Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning, we could see a few snowflakes possibly mix in extreme northeastern Nebraska, and then parts of northwestern Iowa again could see maybe a little bit of snow into early Thursday morning. Not talking anything anything accumulating, but you could see at least a few snowflakes try and mix in at times. By Thursday morning, we're on the back end of the system. We're dry. It will be cooler and maybe just a touch on the breezy side early in the day, but by Thursday afternoon, we should be looking at mostly sunny, dry, but cooler conditions across much of the state. So again, a pretty dynamic system that's going to be pushing on through the area. So if you look at the snowfall potential, again, with this system, not expecting any accumulating snow in Nebraska, but again, we could see some widespread heavy snow across parts of Wyoming and the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Again, maybe a little bit kind of drifting into parts of the Nebraska Panhandle, and again, maybe a few wet snowflakes mixing in into far northeastern Nebraska. But again, a pretty dynamic system for late October, early November, bringing the potential for snow and severe weather again to the Rockies and then into the plains over the next day or so. So that's the snowfall potential according to our in-house model. If you look at the precipitation potential, this is according to our in-house model again, where that band of thunderstorms sets up in eastern Nebraska. Those areas could see some pretty heavy precipitation Wednesday morning into early to mid-Wednesday afternoon. So again, where that boundary is set up, again, will be really critical. Again, I feel like more often than not, especially for us here in Lincoln, that boundary generally sets up just off to our east. And again, we end up being on the lighter side, but again, things could change. Our luck could change. We'll have to kind of just wait and see as we head into the day tomorrow. We'll definitely have a better idea. As things, again, get started, we will definitely know whether we're in for potentially some heavy rain or maybe some lighter rainfall amounts. I mentioned the severe weather. There is a marginal risk for severe weather for the day today. It does cover the eastern sections of the state down into parts of Kansas. Again, most of the short-term modeling doesn't really have much popping up today, but if something does pop up, it could become severe. There is a threat for maybe some quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with a few storms. If they do get going, there's a better opportunity for thunderstorms into the day on Wednesday, and we do have a marginal and slight risk for severe weather across the southeastern corner of the state, so some isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms are possible. Again, the main threats being wind and hail to go along with some locally heavy rain. Very low-end threat for any tornadoes for the day today or for the day tomorrow, and then for Thursday, that severe weather threat slides off to our south and to our southeast. So if you look at the 7-day precipitation potential, again, from the National Weather Service, again, you can see across the southeastern corner of the state a very tight cutoff from potentially seeing 3-4 inches of rain into far southeastern Nebraska to maybe only seeing a quarter to a half inch across parts of central Nebraska. So again, very tight gradient. There's going to be a really sharp cutoff. And again, it all is going to depend on where this boundary is set up and where this boundary is when we see some of that upper level energy begin to move through that really kicks off these thunderstorms as we head into Wednesday morning. So again, a lot's going to depend on those two things. So in terms of temperatures, we're going to see pretty widespread, especially for the day today, anywhere from the low 50s in far northwestern Nebraska to the low to mid 80s here in south central and southeastern Nebraska. In Lincoln, we're going to say 84. Again, the record for today is 87. For the morning lows into Wednesday, anywhere from the low 30s to right around 70 degrees in Falls City. So again, a warm night again expected tonight in southeastern Nebraska. High temperatures Wednesday begin to cool back as that cooler air begins to push some of that warmer air back out of the region. Highs will range anywhere from the low 40s to the low 70s from west to east across the state for the day on Wednesday. Chilly weather into Thursday morning with lows anywhere from the low 20s to the low 40s, and then cooler for your Halloween on Thursday with high temperatures only reaching the mid to upper 50s to low 60s. So again, those trick-or-treaters, especially Thursday evening, could be dealing with temperatures in the upper 40s to low to mid 50s as the trick-or-treating starts, but again, it will cool off quickly with clear skies Thursday evening. Friday morning, again, another chilly start to the day, mid 20s to mid 30s. Friday afternoon, close to normal with temperatures in the low 60s across much of the state. 7-day forecast looks like this. We're dry on Halloween, and it looks like we're dry to start November on Friday, but then those rain chances return as we head into the upcoming weekend with temperatures generally holding in the lower to middle 60s. Again, we'll keep a close eye on that Saturday forecast. Huskers hosting UCLA, kickoff scheduled for 2:30 on Saturday, and then don't forget we fall back Saturday night into Sunday morning, so again, set those clocks back an hour. We'll get an extra hour of sleep, but again, it's going to be dark. Sun's going to be setting before 5:30 on Sunday evening, which is again a little unfortunate and a little sad. It'll be getting dark pretty quickly. 10-day forecast has an awfully November-like feel to it. Again, after today, we generally see high temperatures in the 50s to low to mid 60s over the course of the next 9 days, so again, feeling a lot more late October, early November-like as we head over much of the 10-day forecast period outside of today, when again it will be very warm and again very windy across the area. Precip chances, again, there's low-end chances today. I think best chances are going to be tomorrow. We're generally dry Thursday, Friday, and then we see those chances return into the weekend and then through much of the first half of the week next week as we have a little bit more unsettled forecast period this weekend into the first few days of November, including Election Day next Tuesday. We could see chances of rain in the forecast, so something to watch out for. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook favors above average temperatures. This is November 5th through November 11th. Again, keep in mind that 10-day forecast, we saw highs in the upper 50s and low 60s. By that time, our average highs are down into the mid 50s. So again, looks like it might only be a few degrees above average, but above average nonetheless. Precipitation outlook, again, from the Climate Prediction Center also continues to favor above average precipitation, again, through that time frame, November 5th through November 11th. So again, turning a little bit more unsettled. Again, we could definitely use the moisture. Again, I mentioned at the very beginning, but over 3 inches below normal for our precipitation so far this year. And again, right now, looking at the models, looking at the forecast, everything looks like it's going to be rain at this point. But again, our average first snowfall is just a few weeks away for us here in Lincoln. I believe it's November 18th is our average first snowfall date. So again, it's not too far away. So something to get something to get ready for. So again, a lot to look for in the forecast here over the next, especially 24 to 36 hours. So make sure you keep it tuned and make sure you stay up to date with the forecast over the next day or so. Again, especially with that potential for some severe weather. Again, low end chance today, better chance tomorrow. But then again, obviously those chances this weekend we'll keep a close eye on as well. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. I appreciate that as always. Again, keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online for all of your latest news, weather, and sports. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Tuesday.